We will.
Okay, so consecutive means in order.
Yes,
We have to record this again.
Yes, Nasia. Consecutive means in order. Nasia Walker. Yes. You're welcome. Okay, what are integers? Does anyone remember what are integers? What are integers? Okay, integers include positives and negatives. It also includes a 0. Integers are whole numbers. They can be positive or negative or 0. Okay, so whole numbers. So when we're talking about consecutive integers, give me an example of 3 consecutive integers.
3, 4, 5.
3, 4, 5, okay? 3, 4, 5. So whenever we define these, we always start with x. How would you get from 3 to 4 to 5? What are you adding?
1.
Right, so x and x plus 1.
Hey, we all said 1.
Because that was the right answer, yes. Okay, give me an example of even integers. 2, 4, 6. Okay, so if we did 2, 4, and 6, again, the first one you always start with is x. How do you get from 2 to 4 to 6? What are we adding? X plus 2.
Oh,
Okay.
we're doing this.
Give me an example of odd integers.
139.
7, 8,
What?
or 7, 9.
I'm just lying. 137. 5.
You're not really Nasia Walker.
Just kidding. I'm a.
Extraordinarily gifted person. Yes. 135. So again, we start with x and then x plus 2. So,
Just because I was multiplying by 3, so it was like 1 times.
right.
3 and then 3.
Yeah, then you got 7. No. So, what you need to remember is anytime you see the word even or odd, you have to count by 2's. Okay, so even or odd, we count by 2's. So there's 3 steps when we're solving consecutive integer word problems. The first step is to define your integers. Secondly, we actually write our equation and then we solve. So something like number 1, it says find 2 consecutive positive integers. So this positive part is important. So if we're going to write down and define our integers, the smaller integer is always equal to x. What would the larger integer be?
Wait, why'd you put x plus 2 up there? For
X
odd
plus what?
integers? Why'd you put x plus 2 for odd integers?
Because odd integers are 2 away from each other. So, what would I define my larger integer as? 1 plus, or excuse me, x plus what?
X plus 1. X plus 2.
You tell me. Consecutive positive integers. Are you counting by 1s or 2s?
2.
1.
1.
The word positive does not mean even. Okay? Consecutive, that's a really common mistake, okay? Unless you see the word even or odd, you're counting by 1s. So, consecutive positive integers. Such that, so that means, so write the equation so that the square of the smaller integer,
Who the heck?
the smaller one squared, is means equals 1 more than twice the larger. So 1 more than, so 1 plus, how do you write twice?
2.
2 multiplied by the larger, so x plus 1.
I got a question.
Yes.
What do we write to define integer, small number, space?
Right here. That's what I just said.
So that's what we write up there?
No, so up here I'm saying, like, you have to write smaller integer equals and larger number equals.
That's what we write up there right now?
Don't write anything right here because it depends on your problem. This is just telling you you have to write the smaller number equals and the larger number equals and then fill in the blank for each problem. So this one, the smaller number is x, the larger number is x plus 1. Then we actually have to work this out. So this would be x squared equals, distribute your 2. So multiply through. Do not add before you distribute. So 1 plus 2x plus 2. Then combine your like terms, so add together your numbers. That'll leave you with x squared equals 2x plus 3. Now, whenever we're solving, what does your equation have to equal before you can solve? 0. So you have to move things. Would you rather move everything to the left or the right?
Right.
Left.
Why would we want to move things to the left?
Wait, no, the right. Just kidding. Wait.
You want to move them so that the squared term is positive. So this one we want to keep positive. So for this problem, you want to move everything to the left. Otherwise, you can't factor. So rewrite this. This is x squared minus 2x minus 3 equals 0. Then factor and solve. This is what we did at the beginning of this unit. So factor and solve. What multiplies to negative 3 adds to negative 2?
Negative 3 and 1.
Negative 3, positive 1, yes.
Why didn't we just move the x?
Because then you'd have a negative x squared, and you don't know how to factor with a negative in front. So we want to keep the squared term positive. Then set each part equal to 0. So this becomes negative 1. This one becomes positive 3. Are you done?
No.
Not quite, okay? One of these doesn't make sense. Why does one of them not make sense?
-1.
The negative doesn't work because your original equation said positive. So this is called an extraneous solution. It just means a solution that doesn't work. So your first answer is 3. Now, once you find this answer, you are not done. Okay, to get your actual answers, you have to plug things in. So your actual answers here, the first one is 3. What's your next integer? 4. Okay, consecutive integers. 3, what comes next? 4. That's your answers. So answer is 3 and 4. If you didn't realize that those were consecutive integers, you could plug back in. And 3 and 3 plus 1 is 4. Say again. Huh? Okay.
So that's true.
That's it. So your answers are 3 and 4. So for number 2, it says positive number and 6 more than another. So you're always going to write your smaller integer equals x. In this case, what would your larger integer equal? A positive number is 6 more than another. X plus 6. The sum of their squares, what does sum mean? Add together and add together their squares. So that means the x squared plus the x plus 6 squared is 68. So equals 68.
Wait, why is it?
Because the sum of their squares.
Oh.
That's what the problem asked for. So x squared just becomes x squared. Can you just distribute this into a binomial? No. How do you do a binomial squared?
Isn't that the x2 plus?
Write it twice. So you have to do x plus 6 times x plus 6. You can't just distribute into something attached by a plus or minus. Okay, so you have to write it out twice. Then equals 68. Now, actually multiply these together, so you probably want to FOIL. So x squared plus, first times first gives you x squared. Outsides is plus 6x. Insides is plus 6x. Last is plus 36 equals 68. Combine like terms, so add together your squares,
2x.
add together the x's, and move the 68. You can move the 68 at the same time because we want everything to equal 0, so the 68 needs to be subtracted. So subtract 68 at the same time. If you choose to do those in different steps, that's fine as well. So this leaves us with 2x squared plus 12x. 36 minus 68 gives you what?
Negative.
24, was that right?
Negative.
Yeah. It's 24.
Negative.
20, wait, it's 22.
Negative 22. Dang it, I was
24.
close. I
Isn't it 32?
Negative 32 equals 0. Remember, different signs, so subtract.
Wow.
Do you guys remember the song?
No.
No, I don't really want to sing it. Okay.
Sing it, please.
Sing it.
Okay, if it's the same signs, you add them, keep the sign. If it's different signs, subtract them, take the sign of the larger one.
Take the side of the
Okay? The song is to the tune of Row, Row, Row Your Boat. It's same signs, add and keep, different signs, subtract. Take the sign of the larger one, then you'll be exact. Clap, clap. You want me to sing it again?
Yeah, one more time, one more time.
I'll teach it to you right now. Okay? And yes, I am recording this. Thank you all. Oh no, it's okay. Okay. same signs, add and keep, different signs, subtract. Take the sign of the larger one, then you'll be exact. Good job, kids.
One more time.
No, I'm good, thank you.
Encore!
Then, how do you solve? No.
No, it's Matthew.
No, it's okay. How do we solve this? Take out a GCF first. Okay, take out the 2. Left behind would be x squared plus 6x minus 16 equals 0. Then this is all that we did at the beginning of the unit. So to factor this, to get a negative at the end, you know you have to have one positive, one negative. What multiplies to negative 16 adds to positive 6. Positive 8, negative 2. Then set each part equal to 0, so we get 2 equals 0. That makes absolutely no sense because there's no letters left, so that gets thrown away. X plus 8 equals 0, and x minus 2 equals 0. Then, inverse operation, so this becomes x is negative 8, and x is positive 2. Which one do I throw away and why? Give it to me.
What?
Your electronic device. Now the other one.
I was trying to plug it in. I wasn't using it. I wasn't using it. Can I plug it in? That's what I was trying to do.
Sure, go ahead. Go plug it in. No, you can't have this. You can go plug that in.
How am I supposed to plug it in without that?
I don't know. Just give it to me.
We can
That's
plug
your
it in?
problem.
We can plug it in?
No.
That's what I was trying to do. I wasn't using it.
No.
Watch.
No.
Oh yeah, I got one. Don't worry, I got one. Oh, she got you.
Hey, what's up, Twitter? Shout out on your
Then, okay, so which one gets thrown away? The negative 8 gets thrown away because we asked for positive integers. So your first integer would be what? 2. What's the second one? 8. We're plugging in. So 2 and 8. That's why we write these down so then we can plug them in. So the first one was x, the second one was x plus 6, so 2 and 8. Where you going?
Bye. See you at the game.
Go table.
Okay, next ones. Okay, on the back. Says 2 integers are consecutive positive odd integers. So, consecutive positive odd means the smaller one will equal what?
4.
X.
It says small number 4.
The larger is what? X plus 2. Anytime you have the word even or odd, you're counting by 2s. The square of the smaller, so the smaller one squared, x squared, is means equals 4 more than, so that would be 4 plus 5 times the larger. So 5 times the larger is x plus 2. Then we solve. So x squared equals 4 plus, distribute the 5 to be 5x plus 10. Combine like terms. X squared equals 5x plus 14. What's next, Matt?
Subtract 5 and 14.
Move it all to one side so that you can solve. So x squared, yes.
Where do you get the x plus 2?
Because it said consecutive positive odd, when you're counting odd numbers, they're all 2 apart. So you know that the first one is x, and then we're counting by 2s because it says odd.
Okay.
Then factor and solve. So what would multiply to negative 14 add to negative 5? Positive 2, negative 7. Then split these up. We're going to get an answer of negative 2 and positive 7. Which one should you throw away? The negative 2, because in your answer or in your question it said positive and it said odd. So 7 is your first number. 9 is your second number. What's your actual answer here, though? Nope. What's the question asking you? Find the sum. So sum means add. So your actual answer here is 7 plus 9, which is 16. Yeah, that's not right. So make sure that you're actually reading the question here. Okay? Sometimes it's going to ask for the product. Product would mean multiply. Sometimes it asks for the sum. Number 4, 2 integers are consecutive, positive, even integers. So as soon as you see the word even, you know that you're counting by what? 2's. So your smaller integer is always x. Larger, since we said that we're counting evens, is x plus 2.
So even and odd are the same thing.
Even and odd are all 2 apart from each other. So anytime you see even or odd, you're counting by 2's. So the square of the larger number, so square of the larger number, x plus 2 squared, decreased by means subtract twice the smaller number. So 2x is 52. It should say is, it says if. I apologize. How would you do this? Write it out twice, right? So for this one, x plus 2 times x plus 2 gives you x squared plus 2x plus another 2x plus 4 minus 2x equals 52.
No, we can combine like terms.
Then yes, combine like terms. So put all your x's together. Also at the same time, you could move the 52 because we always want to have it equal to 0. So I would move the 52. X squared, what's 2x plus 2x minus 2x?
2x.
2x. So x squared plus 2x, 4 minus 52 gives you what?
48.
Negative 48 equals 0. Then factor and solve. So what multiplies to negative 48 adds to positive 2.
Negative 8, positive 6.
Negative 8, positive 6. Split these up. Negative 6, positive 8 when you set them equal to 0. I can throw away the 6 because we already know that in our problem it asks for positive even integers. So your first integer is 8. Your second integer is 10.
Because 8 plus 2 equals 10.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hold on. My bad. Sorry. This one, I goofed up the signs. I apologize. So this should have been negative 6, positive 8. I'm sorry. So we should have gotten positive 6, negative 8. The 8 is the one that you're supposed to throw away. I'm sorry. So your first integer is 6. Second integer is 8. And then the sum of the two is what?
14.
Thank you. Sorry about that. So the sum of the integers is 14.
Maybe all three of them have to be right. Oh,
I'm sorry.
No. Dumb question.
Okay, next one, we're asking you to find the volume. How do you find volume of something? That's area. So length is multiply all 3 together, exactly. So x plus 4 times 2x minus 7 times 4x. Where would you start that?
Foil.
FOIL the first 2 together, so 2x squared minus 7x plus 8x minus 28 multiplied by 4x. So combine like terms on the inside. That leave you with 2x squared plus 1x minus 28 multiplied by 4x. Now this is written a little bit backwards, like usually the 4x would be in the front, but that's okay. You're still just distributing. So 2x squared times 4x gives you 8x cubed. 1x times 4x gives you plus 4x squared. And negative 28 times 4x gives you what?
Negative 28x.
Negative 112x. And that's it, okay? This problem is just asking you to multiply. It's not asking you to factor. Okay, if you factored, you'd get back to where you started. That's not what we want. Okay, so make sure you're reading the question. This one is really just asking you to multiply. And then the last one, it says, if the area of a rectangle is given by 12x squared plus 23x minus 24, find its length and width. How do you find area? Area is equal to length times width. So if you have area, how do you go backwards?
Plug in the area.
And we're trying to find length and width. So what am I actually asking you to do here?
Plug in the zero.
Factor. Okay, we're just asking you to factor this. How would you factor that? How would you factor this? There is no GCF. You can do over under, or you could do guess and check. If you do over under, it is very large numbers. Okay, so if you do over under,
No.
what do you want then?
I don't remember the last time when she
Either way, it's
Do the easier one.
Which one do you want to do?
You choose.
I would say you should do guess and check.
We should do that.
So 1 and 12, 2 and 6, or 3 and 4 could be your front numbers. Your back numbers could be 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, or 4 and 6 to get this back number. If you're doing guess and check, you literally have to guess at what your front numbers are, guess at what the back numbers are. Which ones would you like to guess at for the front?
3 and 4.
3 and 4?
I don't know.
Yeah, we're wrong.
Okay, and which ones would you like to guess at for the back?
Bye, guys. Oh, no.
We should try.
4 and 6.
This is like
Okay.
lottery right here.
Let me show you this. So, if we say 4 and 6, listen to this. Could you ever put a 4 in here with that 4?
No.
Why?
We put the 6 there.
Because you would have had GCF, right? Could you put a 6 there?
No, GCF.
No, because you would have had GCF. So no matter what, you can't use 4 and 6 because it would have a GCF. Are there any others that you can't use because it would have a GCF?
2 and 12.
Yes.
The 2 and 12 also couldn't be used.
1 and 24.
And the 2 and 6 couldn't be used. So yes, this is a bit of a difficult process, but you can at least eliminate some of the choices. Okay, now, for the back, do you want to use 1 and 24 or 3 and 8?
3 and 8.
3 and 8. Could I put the 3 in the first one?
No.
No, there would have been GCF. So there are ways to limit the amount of options. Okay, if you multiply these through, this would give you 32x. The outsides would give you 9x. Can you make that so that 32 and 9 gives you 23?
Yeah.
Yes. Add 32, negative 9, positive, negative. That works. So it's not the easiest thing in the world, but if you guess and then you just check your answer, if you make a mistake, you just try another one. Okay? It's not that big of a deal.
That's the answer?
And that's your answers, yes. These are the length and the width. Homework is worksheet 2. You're doing numbers 11 through 19. Get it done. We're testing next week, guys. So please, if you have any missing assignments, get them done this weekend and turn them in. Okay, I don't want you not doing well because you're just being lazy.